Okay, let us start. Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachaणूरमर्दनम् Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Chapter 3, verse 6. Karmendriyani Sanyamya Karmendriyani Sanyamya Ya aste manasa smaran Ya aste manasa smaran Indriyarthan vimudhatma Indriyarthan vimudhatma Mithyacharah sa uchyate Mithyacharah sa uchyate. He who, while restraining the organs of action, thinks of sense, objects in his mind, he of deluded understanding is hypocrite. Karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasa smaran Indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyacharah sa uchyate. The most important word here is mithyachar. Mithyachar is hypocrite. Remember last week when I was telling you about divine qualities and demon. The divine quality, the first is abhayam, fearlessness. That's, of course, that's chapter 16, the first verse. And when Bhagavan starts telling about demonic quality, the first is dambho darpo vimanasya. Dambha means hypocrisy. So, when we will reach to the chapter 16, that we'll see in detail. But here, the most important word in this verse is mithyachara. Bhagavan is telling very subtle, describing very minutely. And initially, when I'm going to read and I'm going to discuss this with you. But when you go through it, very next moment, your mind will say, "Yeah, man, not my cup of tea." That's natural. That's natural. For an example, okay, Agyaras, Ekadasi. I'm not talking about that the not eating the dal bhat or khichdi or biryani, and still you eat the sabudana and suran. I'm not going in that. But what Bhagwan says here, okay, you observe fast. When I say you, we. Okay, I always observe fast on Ekadasi, Agyaras. Okay, so not to eat dal bhat is one thing, but here what Bhagwan says, even if you're thinking about dal bhat on that day, so the moment we hear this, it says, now, man, not my cup of tea. But the thing is, Bhagwan expects that what is the highest, that is important. And that I just gave you one example. But while we are on that Agyaras thing, okay, when I completed that Pandharpur Yatra 2 years back, okay, just that time I gave up onion and garlic. I said, no, man. Bhagwan has provided with this big opportunity. I must give up something which I like the most. My weak point is kandana bhajia. Give up. Kanda lasan. At least in house, it doesn't take place. If I went somebody's house and if there I don't be too fussy and put them in trouble. And I'm talking about the Gyaras. After the Bhagavad Katha in Sukratal. Okay. So, Gyaras, when I always on the lighter note, Gyaras mean 11, Ras mean taste. There must be 11 taste in the thari. So, after the Bhagavad in Shukratal, I stopped that. Agyaras, no fancy thing, fruit, milk item. No sabudana vada, no sabudana khichdi, no suran khichdi. No, I stopped that. So what I mean to say that I really want you to put in the comfort zone using my example. It's not a self-praise. Using my example, that it happens gradually. It happens gradually. You don't expect anything overnight. I have so many times explained you that verse. It says, Sanai Pantha, Sanai Kantha, Sanai Parvatamastake, Sanair Vidya, Sanair Vittam, Panchaitani Shanai Shanai. Shanai means slowly, gradually. So if you're walking, if you walk too fast, you'll get tired within no time. Slowly. And then you will be able to achieve your goal. Shanai Pantha, Shanai Kantha. Kantha, there are two meaning. You almost know that once upon a time we used to make the godri with that big soyo, big needle. So that procedure should take place slowly. Otherwise, you're going to hurt yourself. That is one meaning of kantha. Another meaning of kantha means tyag, renunciation. Renunciation doesn't happen overnight. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Sanai kantha. Sanai parvatamastake. If you want to climb the mountain, slowly. Sanai parvatamastake. Sanai pantha, sanai kantha, sanai parvatamastake, sanair vidya. Those who are doing that Guru has given this given overnight, good luck to them. Otherwise, it doesn't, right? And those I'm using the real Guru, those who impart that power and knowledge, but that after also the long service. The disciple used to serve the Guru long and then it comes. And that's even, I think, in chapter 13, Bhagavan has told very clearly told. Yeah, it is. I think in chapter 13. Yeah. Tadviddi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. Seva. You must serve your master. Serve your teacher, your guru. There it comes. So Sanai Vidya and Sanai Vittam. Vittam means wealth. Done. Money. Paisa. The Tata Machan Tata Ma million. That may come. But that disappear again soon. So here Bhagwan expects very subtle, renunciation. It should take that even you give up that from your mind. That is expected, okay? Let's try to understand this. Here the term karmendriyani does not stand only for the 5 organs. Okay. 5 organs of action, but also stands for the 5 sense organs, be it ear, skin, eye, taste, nose, anything. Because action cannot be performed by the organs of action alone without sense organ. Besides this, if only the organs of action such as hand and foot etc. are restrained, but the sense organs such as ear and eye are not restrained, hypocrisy is not fully proved. Furthermore, in the Geeta, sense organs have also been included within the organs of action. Therefore, in the Geeta, only the term karmendriyani rather than gyanendriya has been used. The actions of the sense organs, such as seeing, hearing and touching etc., have also been enumerated along with actions of the organs of action. It proves that in the Geeta, the sense organs are also included in the organs of action. According to Geeta, the activities performed with the mind. Underline this sentence more. Okay. According to the Geeta, the activities performed with mind are also included in action. That's why when we think about the reward, be it good or bad, okay, action Karma is one thing, but what is the motive behind it? And that's why there are three things in the Vedanta it's always discussed. Kruta, Karita, Anumodita. Kruta means I have done. That falls under that particular word. Kruta. Karita. Okay. Karita means I have made somebody else to do. Karita. And Anumodita. Anumodita means I have not done, I have not made anybody to do, but I have supported. I have endorsed this. So, accordingly, the reward, the fruit will come in our life. Otherwise, it's very easy, but I didn't do it. Yes, but you made somebody to do. I neither do it nor made somebody to do it. But then I supported silently. That's why it says Kruta. You can write the three terms Kruta, K-R-U-T. Kruta. Second is Karita, K-A-R-I-T. Kruta, Karita. And the third is Anumodita, A-N-U-M-O-D-I-T. Again, Kruta means I have done. Karita means I have made somebody else to do it. And the third, I neither do, not made somebody else to do, but I have supported, be it actively, silently, or passively. That falls the Anumodita. So the results come as per this action. You can't just escape. I don't have to clarify, but still, when I say you, we can't just escape. We say, no, I didn't do that. Okay. But you have supported actively or passively, and that also will be credited in your punya or pap, be it good or be it bad, be it right or be it wrong. So it's very subtle thing. So here Bhagavan says that according to Geeta, the activities performed with the mind are also included in action. More important thing. And that's why all the time we always discuss that. Most important thing is the mind. Otherwise, mind will take you in any direction and you will be totally helpless. So that's why we have to control our mind, and to control the mind, we have to tame our mind. We have to teach our mind. These are the do's in my life. These are the don'ts in my life. This is the way where I am supposed to walk. That is the way I must refrain myself walking on that path. We have to tame the mind. And that's why Bhagavan says, Mayi eva manadhatsva, give your mind to me. Otherwise, what we do is good. There's nothing wrong in it. You pluck the flower from the garden, you make a garland and offer, you make outfit. That's all fine. But most important is the mind. And those who are attending chanting class, that's why the Trikar Sandhya in the moment. When we get in the morning, chant Bhagwan's name before you take the cell phone and, and check the WhatsApp message. In the evening, when you go to the sleep, Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane. Because that will register in subconscious mind. That's how we can train, we can tame our mind. That's important. So it's not, Trikar Sandhya is not just a ritual. It's a training to the mind. Anyway, so it means that every volute of nature is active because nature is ever active. Though the term sanyamya means full control over senses, yet here it signifies only their outer restraint. The reason is that he who has completely controlled his senses cannot be called a hypocrite. Now what I am going to read is more important. Okay? A man of foolish understanding who cannot distinguish the real from the unreal, restrain the senses forcibly from running after sense objects, but thinks of the objects of enjoyment with his mind and assumes this state as actionless, such a person is called a hypocrite. The reason is that outwardly he has restrained the organs and senses, but because of egoism, attachment and desire, he performs action by enjoying pleasure while thinking of the object of enjoyment. No, 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 no. I don't touch money. Yeah. But I expect my bank balance should be increased. So it's very subtle thing. We enjoying that pleasure in our mind. Even that also should be gone. Worldly pleasures can be enjoyed externally as well as internally. As external pleasures leave their influence, so do the internal ones. Okay. I read it again. As external pleasures leave their influence, so do the internal, which are enjoyed by thinking of the objects of enjoyment. You can take any example. If you hear that, say for an example, house breaking took place in someone's house, if that family is totally unknown to you, then it may not affect you, or there may not be any actions or reactions in your mind. May not. But suppose you know the family, okay? And you think, yeah, we know how he made the money. The way it came, it's supposed to go. So, you're rejoicing. But that influence has already put the imprint in your mind. And the reward, be your good or bad, will be credited in your account. I give you very, very simple example. Hmm? So that's why I'm saying we have to be very, very careful about what we think. Very careful about our mind. Because externally, outwardly, it's, oh man, shame. But inside, we rejoicing. Madhu tishtati jihvagre hridaye tu halahalam. Madhu, honey. Tishtagre, tishtati jihvagre, jihva, tongue. On the tip of the tongue, it sounds like honey when you utter some word. But hridaye tu halahalam inside, you enjoying, you rejoicing what happened to him or her or that family. So when we discuss this thing with other people, oh man, yeah, what he was saying, she was saying, is really concerned about what happened. People don't know what is going in. So, friends, it's very important. It's very important. So, which are enjoyed by thinking of objects of enjoyment, by being attached to them, external pleasures can be renounced by applying discrimination, thinking of adverse consequences, or to maintain social decorum. But there is no such obstacle in the enjoyment of internal pleasure. Who will know? You enjoying internally, who will know? Nobody is there. Nobody is there. A person goes on enjoying these with his mind and develops a false pride. Develops a false pride that he has renounced these pleasures. Thus, internal pleasures prove very fatal for him. We don't know, but inside it is damaging. Hence, the word is used here, prove very fatal for him. Therefore, a striver should very carefully restrain his mind from thinking of the object of enjoyment. Subtle thing. Again, I'm repeating the one word, subtle, very, very subtle thing. But we have to be extra, extra careful. Okay? Right. It means that striver, instead of renouncing the performance of actions, should perform them promptly, renouncing desire and attachment. Here, what Arjun says, because Arjun is reluctant to act. That's why Bhagwan says, renouncing desire and attachment. You do your work, but don't get attached to it. Don't keep any desire of that. And then you do it. Then it's not going to affect you. It's not going to create any bondage in your life. Therefore, the thought of pleasure gives birth to a new pleasure. Not only this, but release of pleasures by thinking of them causes greater harm. The reason is that a man can renounce external pleasures in order to escape, underline the sentence, in order to escape adverse public opinion. Escape public opinion and to maintain social decorum. But in the enjoyment of pleasures with the mind, there is no such external obstacle. Therefore, a man gets a good chance to enjoy them with the mind. In fact, renunciation of pleasures mentally is the real renunciation. Is the real renunciation. Think it's very important thing. Now, we'll try to understand this from the point of view from Swami Vivekananda also. Vivekananda has explained, when Vivekananda told it, it's very, you can say the strong word. Swami Vivekananda says, hypocrites appear like sannyasis. Like sannyasis in their outward life, while their mind and heart are defiled by low motives and sensual desires. Such pretenders are found in large numbers everywhere. They have brought disrupture to religion. I am not saying that. You might have heard this directly or indirectly so many times from me. But that Swami Vivekananda has told 100 years back. So in those days, he must have observed, he must have noticed what is happening and what will be happening in the society. $5,000 initiation. So this is very important, friends, very important. There is a world of difference between the real sadhu and the hypocrite. Vivekananda says, there is a world of difference between the real sadhu and the hypocrites. It's not good even to put an adjective for the sadhu, that real sadhu. Because the moment you put real sadhu, that means there are in the society the wrong sadhu or the fake sadhu. Those just using the orange robe to hide their activities. Furthermore, Vivekananda says, nothing can be done in a day. Repeated effort over a long period will surely change the mental attitude. Yeah. So that's why. If it doesn't, you don't see the result, it's fine. Keep on doing. And one day you will be able to achieve the goal. It is not going to happen overnight. I started this and then tomorrow the result. No, it doesn't happen. At least on the path of spirituality, it doesn't happen. The Lord empathetically declares that the purpose of restraining the senses is to purify the mind. Sense control is not an end itself, it is the means to an end, the end being the purity of mind. What is important? Important is to purify the mind. And that's why there is the bhakti. That's why there is the puja. That's why there is the murti puja. To purify mind. Purify mind. So, sense control should go hand in hand with mind control. Rather, mind control comes first and sense control in effect takes place as a natural sequence. When the mind is kept under control, there is no harm, even if the body and the senses move about in the world to obtain the bare necessities of life. I have so many times give you the quote of Arjun Geeta, સંસારમાં સરસ્યો રહે ને મન મારી પાસ સંસારમાં લેપાય નહીં તે જાણો મારો દાસ. Yeah, if the person will be doing all his duties, all his activities in the material life, in the worldly life, સંસારમાં સરસ્યો રહે મન મારી પાસ, all the time his mind is engaged in my lotus feet. Manna mari pasa, sansar ma lepai nahi. He will keep on doing his all worldly duty, all the obligations which he has to meet. Sansar ma lepai nahi, te jano maro dasa. That is my devotee. That is my devotee. And again, how that is possible? Chanting the name. Chanting the name. Chanting the name. And that's going to help us all the time. Right? So, in today's discussion, okay, we have tried to understand the 6th verse. Whatever you like, credit goes to all the scripture, all the saint, all the great men. Whatever I have heard, I have read, I have studied, absolutely nothing belongs to me. Our main reference book is Swami Ram Sukdas Ji's Sadhak Sanjeevani. So, and we have used some quotes from Swami Vivekananda too. Okay, we'll be reciting the 73rd verse of 18th chapter, followed by the Arti. Nashto moha srudirlabdha tvat prasadan mayachyuta Sthitosme gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava.